Hello everyone. So as you should know, quite the patch went through earlier this week, and I wanted to do a quick video on some of the bigger changes that have been made. Now before we begin, I think we should take a look at some of the opinions of the top players in the game. For example, let's hear out Grandmaster. And in case you don't know, Grandmaster is one of the OG players that have been playing the game from the very start. He's also part of Team Syndicate and founder of the card rental system for Gods Unchained. But gameplay wise, the things he's done with board wipe deck in the past should command the respect of pretty much every player in the game. So let's hear his opinion out.
Thoughts on the patch? They changed cards. I think most of the cards that they changed, they didn't really need to change. And the ones that did need to change, they just completely shat all over. Like, it's never like a moderate thing with Gods Unchained. It's always like drastic in both directions, right?
Why don't you
like the big changes they made, it was just like, what the fuck? You just completely removed the shit. Like completely just fucking made it a whole different option. It's like, what the fuck?
Now here I have to agree with Grandmaster. Prayer the Desperate's been changed from 5 mana, give +2/+2 to each friendly creature, to 1 mana, heal your god for 4 and give it protected. And honestly, it's kinda odd, really. Why would they change a buff card to, a 1 mana, whatever the hell this card is? To me, it doesn't really make that much sense. And it's not like they didn't have any suggestions beforehand either. It was fairly common to hear people propose increasing the mana cost to 6. This way you can at least have some breathing room and a chance to retake the board. Also, Home Guard Protector has been completely changed. Another common suggestion was just to make it 3 mana, but again, it's been completely reworked to have Frontline instead of Protected. This, in my opinion, makes it unplayable for now. So, we must ask the question, is this the end of Agrolight? In my opinion, for now, yes. Now moving on. So the next list of changes we have are for nature. And I say changes because Penumbra Howler, in my opinion, just got buffed. And I'm not talking about the additional 1 health, I'm talking about the ability to delve a wild creature. Now, even with the extra mana cost, it's still a very strong card because it brings more value to your deck. Value similar to Growth Summon and Minotaur Veil Warden. However, as for the nerfs, Sing Song Satyr has been completely reworked. Again, this card has gone from a buffing card to a useless card. Really? Putting your opponent's god to sleep? Now, I understand the need to slow down aggro, but I've come to question, who's making these changes? It's almost as if they're just randomly throwing darts at abilities and seeing what sticks. But let's get on with it. Let's move on to Magic. Yes, Jarlamar. It's been recently nerfed to after you play a spell, refresh mana equal to its cost. In my opinion, this is a card that really shouldn't have ever existed. Now honestly, I never really liked the idea of one-shot kill combos, but maybe because this is my first card game and I don't really have the knowledge on the importance of combos in trading card games. But I think that if you're going to one-shot me, at least have some board presence like zombies with Corpse Explosion, because sitting there and watching them play Magic Inks after Magic Inks is quite annoying. Because it doesn't happen quickly. It's a slow and painfully monotonous death. You know what it is? It reminds me of that Yugioh video where the guy is explaining what the strongest deck is, but all you could concentrate on was the other player. On the first turn, the opponent pretty much drew their entire deck to play a bunch of dragons. And that also took a while. The entire time, I couldn't help but sit there and think, why? Why do people play that game? It doesn't look like any fun. It doesn't really seem that any decisions were being made. I don't know. It didn't make any sense to me. But I'm getting off topic. And to add insult to injury, Ether Snaps has also been hit with the nerf hammer. And at 4 mana, I think it's just too slow and too expensive for its value. It'd probably be more efficient just to run 2 Ether Bugs. But I digress. Let's move on to Deception. Deception has been known to have a lot of pretty broken cards with broken abilities. Some of these include Permanently Hidden, Stealing Strength while ignoring Ward, Stealing Strength while ignoring Hidden, Stealing Creatures while ignoring Ward, Stealing Relics, straight up looking at your hand, and then stealing a card. Not to mention a wide variety of sleep cards paired with the most versatile god power in the game. However, I always thought the developers loved the God for some reason, because they never really did try to balance any of it. So I was shocked when they actually announced a nerf. Ludi and Thespian would now only give +1 strength. Now I can make the argument, what, that's it? That's the only nerf for this God? But I think it's a big step forward for us, if they're willing to even touch deception. Boys, I think things are looking up for us. Yeah, I know, there are a few more nerfs and changes, but I think these are all the major ones. Plus, nobody really cares that a card like Asenath, Hand of the Pharaohs, stats has been changed from 4-4 to 4-5. That card is too relevant to make a difference. Now that brings us to the last question. What's next to be changed? Or knowing the GU team, what's next to be completely reworked into another card? We already know the GU team finally has their eyes set on Heirloom Death, but I really hope Unrestrained Power also gets hit. An entire archetype really shouldn't be supported by one card. But as for when the next changes will come through, no one really knows. Now, as we wait and hold our breath for the next patch, I think we should all take a moment to come together for one thing. And I believe it is something we can all agree on. Rolling Thunder should never have been nerfed. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Remember, new videos every week. Every week, new videos. This time for real though. I promise. New videos every week. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.